I'd have pulled out weeks ago if I was gonna pull out, you know. I've fought many times with injuries, as you know. I've fought with injured shoulder before, broken hand, broken ribs. But
he looked incredible. I hear I wasn't here in training last night, so that's strange. He's ill. He can't fight if he's ill. Okay, health has to come.
Dillian Whyte announces retirement from boxing before Moses Itauma fight, citing financial strain and management uncertainty. Whitey pulled out weeks before the bout. Fans were stunned as the veteran heavyweight chose retirement over risking it all against the rising force, Moses Itauma.
Case I'd have pulled out 3-4 weeks ago when I knew that obviously the manager position was going to be in place. You know, obviously my camps cost a lot of money. My training camps cost me a lot of money, you know what I mean? So I had to just pull out early to save all of this and money and stuff. I got like a lot of people in camp that work, so
Eddie Hearn doesn't even sound convinced by Dillian Whyte's retirement. His words carry sarcasm, hinting that Whyte's pulling a cheap stunt just to squeeze money later. Instead of facing Moses Itauma like a man, Whyte's taken the coward's way out, hiding behind retirement to avoid humiliation.
British fight fans, because we've got a chance to make the biggest fight in boxing, but you know, if that is the last we see of him, he's had a great career. I doubt it. But, you know, it's always best to come into retirement to make sure someone pays you to come out of retirement. But if that's his lot, much respect to him and wish him all the best.
And Eddie wasn't done yet. His next words hit Whyte where it hurts most, his declining body. Eddie Hearn exposes the truth. Whitey isn't retiring by choice, he's getting forced out. His chin's gone, his speed's vanished, and the hunger's dead. Instead of standing toe-to-toe with Moses, Whitey chose to vanish like a washed-up fraud. This ain't retirement, it's escape.
It's time to retire when your physicalities change. Your punch resistance isn't as good. You know, maybe you're a bit slower. Maybe your desire's not there. You know, see.
Johnny Nelson exposes the whole game. Dillian Whyte's retirement isn't emotional, it's financial. Hearn saw it coming, a fake exit just to raise his paycheck. Whyte didn't just duck Moses Itauma, he tried to turn his cowardice into currency. That's not retirement, that's desperation in disguise.
I think actually Eddie Hearn had kind of called that a couple of weeks before. He said he's probably going to try and retire to bump the purse bid up.
Yeah. And just when you thought it couldn't get more pathetic, Carl Froch weighs in with his brutal take. Carl Froch doesn't hold back, even he's confused whether YT's running away for money or truly finished. Either way, Froch knows one thing, this exit reeks of manipulation. YT's retirement isn't heroic, it's a headline stunt because he couldn't handle the storm that Moses was about to bring.
Retirement, I'm not sure if it's genuine. Maybe it is, but I don't know what he's going to do now he's retired. But the fact of the matter is, he's announced his retirement, he's either trying to leverage for more money, putting himself in position, so he's got people begging for him to come out, or he's actually genuinely going to retire.
Kenzie sees Dillian Whyte's decision as more than just unprofessional. He calls it a disgrace. According to Duke, this isn't just a retirement, it's a betrayal. A betrayal to boxing, to fans, and even to Whyte's own family legacy. He didn't go out on his shield. He didn't fight until the last bell. He backed out, and in doing so, he spit on everything he built his name on. The timing of it, just as the Moses Itauma fight loomed, makes it even worse. Instead of handing the torch with honor, Whyte dumped it and ran. Duke calls it a slap in the face to his father, a man who probably stood ringside believing in his son's toughness. That belief shattered in seconds. This wasn't just a bad call, it was a coward's retreat disguised as a career decision. And no matter how many excuses YD makes, Duke's words echo loud. Real fighters don't run.
It's just wrong. In my book, you know what? I also think that what he's done, it's like a slap in the face for his dad.
Painful enough, Johnny Nelson steps in with an even harsher reality check. Johnny Nelson doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He flat out calls Dillian Whyte the boy who cried wolf. This isn't the first time Whyte has played the I'm done card, and let's be honest. Fans are exhausted. Nelson speaks for the people who used to believe in Whyte. Each time the pressure builds, Whyte disappears behind retirement claims, injury excuses, or failed test rumors. This time, Johnny's not buying it. and neither is anyone else. What makes it worse is that the timing couldn't be more obvious. Just as a hungry young lion named Moses Itauma was ready to take his head off, Nelson sees through the smokescreen. This isn't retirement.
This is why Moses Itauma will retire Dillian Whyte. Itauma, the future of boxing, will be up against the veteran Dillian Whyte, who has a clear advantage of foot speed.
It's fear. Whyte's reputation as a dangerous heavyweight is now reduced to a punchline. The man who once screamed anyone anywhere is now hiding behind statements. Johnny's message is clear: if you can't walk the walk, then don't talk the talk, and Dillian's all talk now.
He's not going to do it again. We've seen it before, and I'm quite sure the common word's going to be the boy that cried wolf. I think in reality,
and his frustration is practically boiling over. Carl Froch has had enough. He doesn't see Dillian Whyte's retirement as a sincere exit. He sees it as a cheap, attention-hungry move. Froch doesn't beat around the bush. According to him, Whyte isn't stepping down with dignity. He's orchestrating drama to stay in headlines and maybe squeeze more money out of the game. Whether it's for a comeback deal or just ego maintenance, Froch is calling it out for what it is: exhausting and fake. And you know it's bad when a veteran like Froch says, "I'm sick of it." Whyte's antics have gone from frustrating to pathetic. This isn't the behavior of a warrior, it's the behavior of a man afraid of being forgotten. He had a real chance to test himself against Moses Itauma, a rising powerhouse, and instead of stepping up, he checked out. Froch's tone says it all. Dillian Whyte is no longer a fighter, he's a walk.
He is trying to get attention, he's trying to stay in the limelight and keep in the public eye, or is he trying to do it as a negotiating ploy, so when he's retired it's going to cost a bit more money to get him out of retirement? But either way, if I'm totally honest,
Among all this roasting, Spencer Oliver offers a slightly different, but still revealing, angle. Spencer Oliver gives credit where it's due, but even in his praise, there's an undertone of sadness. Yes, Dillian Whyte brought drama, electricity, and hype to every press conference. Yes, he knew how to sell a fight, but where's that fire now? Instead of going out in glory, Whyte chose to vanish in disgrace. Spencer calls him a serious talent, and he was, but talent means nothing without courage. And walking away from the biggest fight of your career against a teenage monster like Moses Itauma isn't a retirement, it's a retreat. The guy who once delivered fireworks in the ring has now become the biggest disappointment outside of it. Fans won't remember his big personality, they'll remember his final act. No gloves, no heart, no fight. Even Oliver, trying to sound respectful, can't hide the reality. Whyte quit when it counted most, and that's what will define him. Hart takes the gloves off. He goes straight to the issue everyone's whispering about, the failed drug tests. Dillian Whyte hasn't just lost fan respect, he's lost credibility. This isn't about speculation anymore, it's about patterns. 1 failed test is unfortunate, 2 is suspicious. It's suspicious. 3? That's a career built on lies. Hart doesn't fully condemn him, but the implication is brutal. It's bad for Whyte, and even worse for boxing. The sport that gave him fame is now tainted by his scandals, and his legacy will forever be questioned. What was real? What was fake? Did he win clean? We may never know, but the doubt will follow him forever. And when you add that on top of his sudden retirement, right before facing a hungry, clean fighter like Moses Itauma, it all becomes clear. Whyte didn't just run, he ran with a trail of smoke behind him. Hart's final words feel like a warning. Dillian Whyte didn't retire, he collapsed. Failed tests. You know this isn't just the end of a fighter, it's the end of a facade. Moses Itauma is the storm the heavyweight division wasn't ready for, and Whyte knew it. Now it's time to shift the spotlight. The old guard has fallen, and the new era has begun. No more false hype, no more fake drama, just real talent and real fights. So if you're ready to witness the rise of a future world champion, make sure you're locked in. Subscribe now, turn on the notifications, and don't miss a single moment of Moses Itauma's journey to the top. This isn't just boxing, this is the takeover. And trust us, it's only just getting started.